Adam here from the Walser Automotive Group, and what I want to do today is take you on a test drive. So next to me here, I have a 2026 Hyundai Kona. We'll look at the interior, exterior, some of the trim level specifics, then go for a spin around, see what it's like out on the road. Okay, so now we're behind the wheel of the 26 Kona, and this particular one is the SEL Premium. So they did shift up the trim levels a little bit for the 2026 model year. So gone is the N-line versions, and a couple other ones kind of disappeared from the lineup. But now we've got our SE, SEL Sport, this one being the SEL Premium, and then if you want a little bit more equipment and technology, you can go up to the Limited. So there's only 4 main trim levels. I know it can get a little bit confusing, but I think this one's kind of the sweet spot. You are getting a lot of great stuff inside, as well as some cool exterior details. So this might be one to kind of add to the list to check out. Now, there's going to be a couple different engine options as well as a few different transmission options. So for now, let's put it in drive. We'll cover some of that stuff when we're out on the road. Now, let's begin with what powers these Hyundai Konas. Now, there's a 2-liter, which is going to be the standard one. That's going to have a CVT transmission, I think about 147 horsepower. Then we can go up to this one, which is going to be the 1.6T. So that's the turbocharged one, and this one actually gets an 8-speed automatic. Now, what's the big difference? Why pick one or the other? Fuel economy. That's going to be a big difference in the 2-liter. That one's going to get quite a bit better mileage, about 5 or 6 mpg more on the highway. So you're looking at about 35 or 36 mpg versus this one dips down to right around 29, being that this one is the all-wheel drive model. So that's kind of the big differences between the two. And then, like I said, a little bit of a shakeup on the trim levels. So this one is a little bit more of a bold statement. This is the Neoteric Yellow. So you're not going to mistake this one in the parking lot if you go to the mall. And if you're kind of looking around for your car, you're definitely going to know where it is. But it comes in some pretty cool colors and some more basic ones if you don't want to maybe stand out in the crowd like this. But I like it. This kind of tennis ball look is pretty cool. Now this one also gets the 19-inch wheels, and it does kind of fit the design language and style of this vehicle very nicely. Now, the all-wheel drive, as far as driving dynamics go, it's pretty good. When you're out on the road, you're kind of cruising around. I mean, you're maybe not going to really notice the difference between the front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. You can actually look and see kind of where the power is going here in our digital gauge cluster. But for the most part, it's kind of going to be in the front-wheel drive to help you get the best possible fuel economy. Let's start on the exterior. There's a few more things that are pretty cool. This one doesn't get the power liftgate, but it's actually pretty easy to just pop open. And then in the back, there's a decent amount of storage room. Obviously, this is more of a compact size SUV or kind of subcompact, but there's actually enough space. Whether you're running to the grocery store, Costco, maybe an IKEA run happens, you can actually fold the seats down, and then that's going to give you a 60-40 split rear seat. So that's going to be pretty convenient if you aren't hauling people and need a little bit of more room. Now, in that second row, there's actually vents back there, whether it's for the kids, maybe for the dogs, or you've also got USB-C charging. So if you're going on a road trip, this thing, like I said, gets high 20s or low 30s for fuel economy. You can keep all your devices charged up and stay on the road for quite a bit of time. Now, those rear seats, I mean, where I sit at 6'1", I didn't jump in the back and feel like I was super cramped for space. Yes, if you need a little bit more room, you can jump up to the Santa Fe or maybe the Palisade if you want the third row. But for the most part, I mean, if it's 95% of the time just you in the car cruising around, I got really comfortable in here. And then the SEL Premium now goes to the H-Tech seating, so it's kind of a mock leather material. I've seen it for a while now. It wears very nicely if you hop into some of the used cars. It doesn't break down, and they're also really pretty comfortable seats. Now, my seat is also going to be power, and it's also got lumbar control, which is really nice. And then these seats are also heated. So for the driver and the passenger, these are both going to be heated seats for those Minnesota winters, and it's a great feature to have. Now, as we kind of merge out onto the road here, put our foot down. Okay, it's got more get up and go than I thought. It's not too bad. You always expect these little kind of crossovers to sort of drive the same, but there is a few different drive modes. So even if you put it in the sport mode, you can set it so the gauges change on the digital cluster here, and it does look pretty cool. And I mean, it gets up and moves just fine. Like I said, if it's 95% of the time you're just cruising around, when was the last time you even floored a vehicle? But this thing, when you put your foot down, it actually boogies along pretty good, and it was pretty impressive. But then just the regular kind of driving characteristics. If you're hitting those potholes, I mean, it's always road construction season, it seems. So if you're kind of going over those big kind of divots in the road or anything else, this thing kind of eats up all the bumps, and it's not really too noisy in here at all. from the driver's seat, obviously we've always got our phones with us, so this one does get wireless Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto, and it's got wireless charging down here. So you don't have to mess with your phone when you're on the move, and there's a ton of safety built into these Hyundais. So with changes for 2026, they've actually added the adaptive cruise control to all of the Hyundai Konas. So that's going to be standard with that smart city kind of system that builds in. You can set different distances when you're on the go. You just click the little button here to set your cruise control, and then you can set distance 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it will kind of keep that distance on the road. You can eat up a bunch of highway miles, makes it really easy to kind of cruise around and kind of take a peace of mind off that it's going to be watching. Maybe if you're not paying attention for a second, I love that feature. Along with the emergency braking, the blind spot monitoring, there's a ton of safety built into these Hyundais, and they are some of the safest vehicles on the road. Now, I like the dual kind of digital displays. I believe it's a 12.3-inch display with that CarPlay, like I said. So I've got my maps going. It will show me my music on the one side as well. It's really cool, and the system is extremely responsive. It's really hard because when you get in most new cars, if you pair your phone and you try to swipe back and forth on the menu, Hyundai has one of the best ones out as being the most responsive to what's going on. You don't have to swipe, and then as it kind of lags through, it works really nicely. And just the standard Hyundai menu is pretty cool as well. If you're just using Bluetooth or you want to kind of see your vehicle diagnostics, there's a bunch of stuff you can check on. You can change some of your settings as well, like the gauges or how the remote start works in the vehicle. There's a ton of stuff, but it's not overly confusing. To mention the remote start, built onto the key fob, you actually get the remote start with this vehicle. So you can fire it up, let it run for I think about 10 minutes. That will get it nice and toasty in here, or cool it down nicely as well when it's hot like it is today. So I like the ride and drive. I like the kind of crazy exterior this one has with that neoteric yellow, and I think it's a pretty sharp looking vehicle. It's got these little cool LED kind of lights or kind of bar that runs across the top, and then you've got the headlights and the taillights kind of in a unique space for most vehicles that you see on the road. It's kind of built out onto the fenders. It looks good. I think it's stylish, and it's kind of just got the right look to it. But the real important part is what's it like behind the wheel, and it's really good. Not to mention Hyundai's warranty. So Hyundai offers a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, so that's the best in the business, and you also get 3 years covered maintenance. So basically for the first 3 years, you're not even really thinking about anything, you're just on the road enjoying your new car, and that's a pretty cool peace of mind to have. And you know, being on the road in this car is pretty great. If you want something that's just A to B, but you want a little bit of tech and a little bit of safety built into it, I think there's so many competitive crossover SUVs right now, it is really hard to pick. So differentiating it with the warranty, the look, the tech that works really well in here, it definitely is something you're probably going to want to compete with Honda, Toyota, maybe Mazda, depending. You could have even been driving an older Hyundai for a while. This is a pretty cool little vehicle, and the price is right to me. So MSRP wise on this vehicle, these start kind of towards the higher 20. This particular one with the SEL Premium is going to come in around $32,000. So yes, I know vehicles are getting more expensive these days, but if you're looking at the average new car price in the US at $49,000, I mean, this one coming in about 17 grand less than that, you're not getting $17,000 worth of less equipment here. You've still got the comfortable seats that are going to be heated, the wireless Apple CarPlay and all that good stuff, and not to mention all the safety built into these vehicles, and something that you know is just going to be on the road for the next 10 years or 100,000 miles, and it's just going to be working when you're out there on the go. The steering wheel in this one is pretty cool as well. I like kind of the feel of the steering wheel, and this one does get the paddle shifters because, like I said, the base model gets the CVT, this one gets the 8-speed automatic, which is buttery smooth out on the road. I mean, you really don't even feel the gear shifts happening, but if you want, you can click down, you hear it kind of rev up a little bit, and then just click it back in, you know, if you put it in the sport mode, you want to have a little bit of fun, that's not a bad little feature. So there is a dual zone climate control in here as well. So driver and passenger can both be nice and comfortable when you're on the road. It's got an auto temperature setting as well, so you can just click the auto. It will keep the temperature going for you that you want. And like I said, when you remote start it, it will remember where you had it set, so that's also pretty nice. And then not to mention the USB charging down here, and then just the little buttons for your heated seats, the drive modes, and then you can also all-wheel drive lock. So if you've got the wintertime coming up, you got a little spot maybe you're stuck in, you can lock that all-wheel drive, put it into the snow mode. It will definitely help you out in those sticky situations. And then you can also pull up the backup camera. The camera's really cool because there's sort of 3 different views. You've just got the smaller camera, a straight down, what they call kind of the hitch view, and then the full screen turns into the backup camera, and it's actually really clear and very easy to see. I like that if you're maybe trying to back out of a parking spot or you're trying to see what's going on around you at like a stoplight, you can't quite see behind you. That's cool. You can just press that button pretty much when you're going slow or stopped, and it will pull up the camera. So I've been spending a lot of time in these new Hyundais now, and you know, there's a lot to like with these vehicles. They're comfortable, they're quiet, whether it's the new Palisade all the way down to this new Kona. There's a lot of pretty cool stuff, and I think, you know, for the money, Hyundai's giving you a lot of equipment and technology as well. I think pretty cool style on the outside. One other thing that's pretty cool in here, the cup holders. It's almost kind of like a switchblade. You can tuck them out of the way if you need a little bit more space down here, but then when you press the button, they come zinging back out, and it actually fits pretty nicely down here. I thought it was kind of one of those funny things. It's like the first time you do it, it's very unexpected, but then when you need that space and you don't just want a standard cup holder, but you want to throw some other stuff down here, you can just do one or the other. That was pretty cool little design. I like the digital gauge cluster. This one is so not overcomplicated. Some of them you get in, you have no idea what's going on. There's 500 menus. This one pretty much has 2 different menus. It's going to show you your safety, like that adaptive cruise control, and then your lane departure warning, which you can turn on or off. And then the other menu, just your basic information. Your trip computer, it will show you like your average mileage, things like that. And then you can also look at the all-wheel drive and your tire pressure. That is really nice. So it's fun. It looks cool. I think it's sporty to drive. It's got a good steering feel to it. The steering isn't so light that it kind of feels dead, and it's not so heavy that it's hard to move around. I think it all just kind of comes together as sort of a nice little neat package. Like I said, at $32,000, there's a lot of pretty competitive vehicles in this segment. And you know, if you're looking for something where the tech works, the style works, the safety is really great along with the warranty, I mean, I think the Hyundai Kona is absolutely one to add to the list to come out, take for a spin, and see what you think. Now that was just a quick look and drive at the 26 Hyundai Kona. Now if you have any other questions or you'd like to schedule a test drive, you can visit us online at walser.com or stop by anytime. We'd be more than happy to help. Thanks again for watching.